Hello everybody, Kemo Sabi coming at ya with another video. Hopefully you're all having a lovely day. And here we have it. So this is off of a webpage, National Post. And right up, I'm not sure whom by. But here we have it anyhow. Canada wants US cooperation in turning back thousands of asylum seekers walking across border. We'd like to be able to get them to agree that we can, if somebody comes across, we can just send them back. An asylum seeker is confronted by an RCMP officer as she crosses the border into Canada from the United States on August 21st, 2017, last year, near Chapman, New York. So I'll show you the picture. Right there. Canada wants to change bilateral agreement to allow it to turn back thousands of asylum seekers walking across the border, but the United States is not cooperating, according to a Canadian official with knowledge of the discussions. Under the Safe Third Country Agreement, or STCA, asylum seekers who arrive at a formal Canada-US border crossing going in either direction are turned back and told to apply for asylum in the first country they arrived in. Canada wants the agreement rewritten to apply to the entire border. More than 26,000 people have illegally crossed the Canada-US border to file refugee claims in the past 15 months, walking over ditches and on empty roads along the world's longest undefended border. Many have told returners they might have stayed in the United States were it not for President Donald Trump's immigration rhetoric and policies. Canadian border guards are silhouetted as they replace each other at an inspection booth at the Douglas border crossing on the Canada-US border in Surrey, BC on Thursday, 2009. Really old picture, but I'll show it to you anyway. And Canadian officials first discussed changing the pact with U.S. Department of Homeland Security officials last September, shortly after more than 5,700 asylum seekers walked into Canada in August. We'd like to be able to get them to agree that we can, if somebody comes across, we just send them back, the official told Reuters on Friday, adding Canada has raised the issue at least a dozen times since. I would say they've been objecting or saying no, we won't do it, but it's been not responding rapidly. The Department of Homeland Security is reviewing Canada's proposal and has not yet made a decision, a spokeswoman said. The Canadian official compared Canada's position to U.S. requests that Mexico prevents migrants traversing its territory from entering the United States. We've got a problem here. We've got to fix it, the official added, and we need the Americans' cooperation. For now, another official said Canada would keep doing what it is doing, managing the influx of refugees claimants in a restrained system while seeking to dissuade would-be crossers through outreach efforts. Even if the United States agreed to take back anyone trying to cross into Canada, keeping people out between all ports of entry would be a challenge and could result in asylum seekers taking potentially deadly risks to avoid detection, said University of Toronto law and human rights professor Audrey Mackin. The STCA already faces a Canadian court challenge that argues the agreement is discriminatory and violates Canada's Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Canada also urged U.S. officials to crack down on visas, saying many of the asylum seekers had valid U.S. visas and used the United States merely as a transit point. Earlier this year, Canadian officials traveled to Nigeria, the source of a significant number of asylum seekers, to speak with Nigerian government officials and the U.S. Embassy staff. The number of U.S. visas being issued to Nigerians has since dropped, said Matthew Guinness, a spokesman for Canadian Immigration and Refugee Minister Ahmed Hassan. So there you have it, everybody. Interesting little write-up off the National Post. And I don't know what to think. I mean, obviously, maybe there is, but I could say for sure there's a bunch of immigrants and asylum seekers coming into Canada, but I'm not in all of Canada, so I couldn't say that for sure. Anyway, consider commenting, sharing the video, and subscribing. Kemo Sabi out. We'll see you in the next one.